What's going on, family? It's a Thursday. I know, man. I know I usually don't come on and do a show on Thursday, man, but I just wanted to share a couple things with y'all, man. I have had 2 instances of this particular issue, and so I felt like it was a need for me, man, to address some things, okay? So I'm going to just get a couple things off my chest, all right? As you know, man, I started a new position, and I'm right now undergoing some training so that I can learn the system and the protocols that go along with my position. And so we were sitting around last week, and the guy who does the majority of the training with me to get me familiarized with the way that they do things, he made a statement that really caught my attention, man. It caught me by surprise, right? In the midst of a conversation, he said, "I don't have any friends." And then I looked at him, I said, "Huh?" He said, "No, I don't have any friends." And you know, I appreciate him for that. As a matter of fact, man, I'm indebted to him because he brought back to mind something that I should have already known, right? And I'll tell you what I mean. When I was working in the corporate world, doing the 8 to 5, that's probably about 12, 13 years ago, there is this sentiment that I had that the people who I work with, even though we had good relations, these individuals were not my friends. They weren't my friends, right? And I had forgotten that. So I appreciate him for bringing it back to mind, for putting things into perspective, because really there's a difference between being a friend and being friendly, right? Person who's friendly, they're cordial, you know. If they can help you, they'll help you. But now here's the thing. That help that someone who is friendly extends to you isn't as deep and doesn't go as far as someone who is your friend, right? I have friends, man, as I mentioned before, that let me sleep on their couch in college because I ain't have no other place to go. I have friends, man, who have fed me when I was hungry. I have had friends, man, who have made sure that things that I needed, I got them because they were friends. They were invested in me, right? They were invested in me and I was invested in them. So that's what you mean when you say friend. Some people just are cordial. They're nice people. They want to help out, but they're not your friends, okay? And the reason why I bring that up is because after that conversation, man, that they had, and my trainer, he mentioned that, I went home and I really thought about that. I really looked into it. And as I was sitting there thinking, like I usually do, man, it dawned on me. It dawned on me, man, that there are certain situations that you don't expect individuals to be your friend. Work is one of them. Because in work, a lot of times, it's a competition, right? There's going to be a promotion coming up, and it always is. And so what people are doing amongst themselves, they're competing. Now, you might not be the type of individual that competes in a way that's, you know, voracious. You might just be the type of individual to do the best that you possibly can with your work. And then, you know, you just allow people to stack up your work and compare it against other people. You know, you have some people that are voracious competitors. Everything is a competition. You might not be that way. But regardless, if you're involved in a competition, whether it's, you know, whether it's light competition or whether it's voracious and active competition, it's a competition. And within that particular notion, it has to be built in that you don't have friends because you're competing against these people. You're trying to be better than them. So I totally understand that. I totally understand that. And so that dawned on me. I had that realization because if I'm in competition with you, you know, I'm not going to do something. I'm not going to do something that's going to make you look better than me. And that's just the natural way that things work out. You know, even though I'm not one to try to throw dirt on anybody, but at the same time, if you're involved in competition, you are not going to do anything that's going to give the other person the advantage, okay? With that being said, though, I had another instance. This particular instance was with a family member. With a family member. Now, I call him a family member because that's how I feel. And without going into any detail and telling you, I'll say this. The conversation that I had with my family member, man, I had to help them to appreciate the same thing, that same notion. There are people who are friendly, and there are people who are your friends. They there for you. They invested. They want to see the best outcomes for you. And I had to bring that to his attention because, you know, you got people in and around you that they're friendly, right? And they're friendly up until the point where you don't have anything to offer them. They're friendly because they're there for something. They're not there just for your company. They're not there just because they see something in you, man, and they believe in you. They're there for a reason. There's an ulterior motive involved, right? And so yesterday, a person made their ulterior motive known. And of course, I'm so very proud of this family member because he handled it in the way, man, that a man would handle it. He didn't get emotional. He remained stoic. He had self-control, self-discipline. I was so proud of his reaction. Because if you don't know me, if you hadn't listened to any of my videos, that's what I'm completely about. I'm about manhood. I'm about stoicism. I'm about self-control. I'm about, you know, self-discipline. I'm about all those things because I have found that they turn out the best outcome. They turn out the best outcome. If you can control yourself, if you can control the way you think and feel and what you do, then the majority of the battle, you won. You won. Because no matter what outside stimulus you have to endure, if you hold yourself together, you can make it. You can make it. Because eventually, that thing's going to break open. And when it does, because of having self-control and self-discipline, man, you will reap the benefits of it. I guarantee you. But I was so proud of him by the way that he responded. But I had to emphasize to him that, you know, sometimes in the group, like I mentioned, you have people and they are waiting for an opportunity to take what you have. They are waiting for an opportunity for you to show some kind of weakness, some kind of breach in your personality so that they can use it to their benefit. This is nothing new, man. Y'all know that these type of things go on every day. I don't want to make you paranoid, but I do want to make you aware. I want to make you aware of the fact that everyone around you is not for you. That's just the truth of it. And a lot of times, we get the two confused. We confuse who's friendly and who's actually a friend. Because once they get that opening, once they see that breach that they can go through, their personality changes drastically. You finally see who this person really is. I've had it to happen so many times. You finally see who this person is because they have an opportunity to be who they are. The mask comes off. And when the mask comes off, I guarantee you 10 times out of 10, who you see is not who you have been dealing with. It's not. People go their whole life with a mask on. And the only people who get a chance to see who they really are the individuals who they've taken advantage of. They show their true face to them individuals. Because now I have some way, some weakness to get at you with. And so it doesn't matter what you think of me. It doesn't matter what you've seen of me. And so I think, you know, this family member, I think he came to realize that, you know, everyone that's with you or that claims to be with you, they're not. They're not. Which brings me to my main point, man. We have to be careful. Please be careful who you invest your energies in, right? Please be careful. Be cautious. Because like I mentioned, there are people that are involved in your life and they're hanging around, right? Helicopter people. They're hanging around just so that they can take advantage of the situation that you work hard for, you created, right? Now, they may not have the capacity to create situations that you do. But what they'll do is they'll latch on to you. right? And they'll leech off you. The creativity you have, the drive you have. They'll latch on to all those things in an effort to try to put themselves in a better circumstance. See, they're not thinking about the fact that they could reach that better circumstance if they displayed a genuine care and concern for the people around them. They're not thinking about that. The only thing they can see is themselves. And because they're so selfish, they come upon you with selfish motives. And those selfish motives, sooner or later, they show themselves. You uncover the fact that this person is not who they said they were, right? And then a lot of times when that happens, when you uncover an individual and they turn out not to be who they are, it doesn't just hurt you, right? It hurt those around you. It hurt those people too. Because a lot of times, man, especially as a man, and then to put on top of that, a man who is about accountability and responsibility and about true manhood. When you make a decision, when you go a certain direction, people tend to trust the fact that you're going in the right direction. They tend to trust your judgment. And so you can see how harmful that can be if you have individuals in your circle and you trust these people and they turn out not to be truthful. They turn out not to be trustworthy. They turn out not to be good people. Then think about all of the individuals who have or who will suffer because of going off of your good judgment or what you think should have been the way that the situation could be handled. Now you have a lot of people that suffer because of that. That's why I say it's necessary to be cautious. Be careful. Be careful, man, because you don't want to end up with hurt feelings because someone turned out to be someone else. And you don't want those around you to end up in a difficult situation either. So that's necessary, man. I just wanted to get those thoughts off my chest, man. I just wanted to share that with you all, man, because it's a hard thing, but it's necessary. It's a hard thing to look at people in your circle and determine whether or not they truly are your friends. You have people that have been around you for years, man. And when something happens that puts you in a better space in life, those people turn out to be individuals who were not your friends, right? So please be careful, man. You know, I don't want anyone to be hurt by individuals that are around you like that. I want you to be aware. Like I mentioned, I don't want you to be paranoid, but I want you to be fully aware of what can happen. You know, be fully aware of the fact that people can pretend. People can play false. People can do and say things to take you off guard. And then when you're vulnerable, that's when they choose to strike. Okay? I just want to get that off my chest, man. I want to tell y'all, man, because a lot of times we talk about positivity, and that's what we're about. We're about positivity, man. But at the same time, one of the best things that can add to your positivity is just being realistic. Just knowing that there are certain things that are going to happen. Regardless of what you do, people are going to be a certain way. Regardless of what you say or regardless of what you think, people are going to do what they feel like is best in their interest. You just have to be prepared for it, okay? All right, man. Love y'all. Peace.